Well, hello, everybody. It's Brother Todd with your Victory Minute, and I hope you guys and gals out there are all having a great day. I kind of took the back way out of town today down the old railroad track, and as I was kind of heading out, I was thinking about how special this little old place is to me. A little old town I grew up in, Rosser, Texas, and still live in. And me and my brother Troy have hunted that same thicket on each side of that fence line right there. One of us on one side on the road, the other in that pasture, hunting quail through here. And I don't know how many good memories. My son just was able to get this place right over here off of the estate of a good dear friend of mine. It's in heaven now. And if you look back behind me, some of my best memories are back right there behind me in that little old town, different friends and family and down through the years. And some of the best memories, and I thought of them this morning as I was headed out, was old Easter egg hunts when I was a kid. You go about a quarter of a mile behind, those buildings gone now, but there was no vacant store, Sullivan's store. And back behind it, they do the Easter egg hunt on Sunday morning. I remember being a kid, I was excited about the Easter egg hunt, but I was upset over two reasons. Number one, I had to put on fancy clothes. Nobody really in that church had what you call any real money, and but everybody had a special set of Easter clothes, Easter shoes. Even had to wear a tie. Hated it. Made me put us in a vest and then take our picture all day long. And I remember my cousins and the friends from the church, little girls, had these big old frilly dresses on and all that kind of stuff. And, the other reason I didn't like Easter was they'd make me get up and go to sunrise service. Those y'all don't know what I'm talking about, don't come out of that church culture, don't know. They'd get up on Sunday morning and they'd have sunrise service, and they'd celebrate the fact that, about the time that sun come up, Jesus left that grave, praise God. And they'd have a little old service, and they'd sing a few songs, the preacher'd say something, and then we'd all go back home, put on our fancy clothes. Anyway, then have to come back to church again. As a kid, I hated it. But what I do know, and what I want to talk to you about today, excuse me, I'm getting cold out here. I done made about 100 of these outtakes, and I keep messing up. In fact, I got one of these, it's a serious one. And then I thought, oh Lord, that thing's too heavy. So I thought I'd stay out here longer. Now I done got myself cold. Anyhow, remember what I was talking about. But anyway, one thing that sticks out about it and all that stuff, the sunrise service and the fancy suit and all that stuff, is that my mama, who I call Mimi, made sure that Easter was special. She made sure we recognized there was something about Easter time. It was a little different. I remember the old preachers talking about we celebrate the resurrection every Sunday morning. In fact, if you look back through history, it's the reason the church moved from the Sabbath, the Saturday, to its worship on Sunday. It was evident that the early church met on Sundays. And so anyhow, without bogging you down into all that, they say we celebrate the resurrection every Sunday, but boy, there was always something different about Easter. And that's what I want to really, I know I've been rambling here for 3 minutes, but that's what I want to talk to you about. Make Easter special this year. Best thing you can do to do that is prepare for it. If you can, and I know y'all out there, a lot of you young couples, I don't even see how you young families make it, you young, especially you single mamas. But do your best. Do your best to make it different. Get them a little hat. Get them a little old dress shirt. Get that guy a little fancy little dress. Get that baby in that Easter dress. And even though they may never ever remember it, make it different. Make it special, because it is special and it is so important. In this part of the world where we're at, people that don't know anything about church, I just call unchurched people, they're more inclined to come with you on Easter than any other time, even more than Christmas. I know where some of y'all are at, more people are inclined to come on Christmas, but not here. They'll still, same amount of work, same amount of prayer. I'm telling you, people put in around here, they'll come this part of the world on Easter. Make it special. Do something with your friends. Do something in yourself. We're doing in our church right now 40 days of prayer. 40 days of prayers and fastings and different things. People, it's about, we're about halfway into it now. You probably got about 20 or so days till Easter. Maybe, I can't remember exactly, but But it's time to be focusing. If you got behind on the days of prayer, hey, start back up. Just start where you're at. Don't live in the past. Just start where you're at and believe that God's going to do some things in it. But do something different. Do something special. Make it stick out. We got door hangers and yard signs and placards we give to people and everything else. Just be investing in people. Be praying for people. Be inviting people. Try to just come and bring as many people as you can with you on Easter, wherever it is you go to church. Wherever it is you go to church, if you can get out and publicly do it, if you're not in an oppressive regime where you just get yourself shot walking down the street talking about Jesus, I know it's got to be handled different there, but especially you here in the States, man, just get out and be about it. It is time for people to know you're a believer. It's time for people to know you're a believer. I remember when I was a boy. Of course, in this part of the world, I had a good friend. He's a banker. He's a Presbyterian. And he used to say all the time, he said, Baptist and Johnson grass going to take over the country. I don't know if Will Rogers used to say that or who it was, but he told me that every time he saw me. Hey, old Baptist preacher, you and Johnson grass going to take country over. Those of y'all around here, old Gwen Godwin used to tell me that all the time. But anyway, but I remember as a kid, I wasn't around a lot of Catholics, but there was a bunch of them over in Ennis. And we was over there eating one day, and it was a Wednesday. Of course, usually we was in church on Wednesday. My mama drugged me to church every time doors were open. Or for whatever reason, I was a teenager, and I wasn't there. And I seen somebody had this spot on their forehead. Well, I didn't know what it was. And I was looking at them, and somebody sitting there at the table said, quit looking at them people. And I said, oh, it's got something on his forehead. And they said, it's Ash Wednesday. And them Catholics, when they start Lent, I don't know the whole ceremony, and I'm not making fun of it. I could kind of impressed by it. But anyway, they take that ash and they make the sign of the cross, and they don't take it off. I got to looking around. They sitting in a restaurant. They got this ash, this cross on their forehead. And, yeah. We about to get messed up. I ain't got enough battery to make another one, so we're going to pretty much have to deal with it. Oh, boy, they're crawling up the road. This road has got so bumpy. About to run everybody off. Let me see what's up. I got them scared. Whoever it is, hey, old lower one of them Peavies out of the truck, better ease back out of here. But they had that ash on their head, and you know what? Pretty much says what they were. Why did it? You know what? I ain't ashamed of it. I don't know full meaning behind it. It may be the worst thing in the world. Again, I have no clue. But I'll tell you what, it was a cross, and everybody in that room was sitting there with it. Now, I know I've just scrabbled all around the truck mess coming up behind us, but you know what? You hear what I'm saying? Stands out. It's time to identify yourself. It's time, and one of the best ways you'll with the people on your kids' ball team, the other parents at the school, it is time for them to know who you are. It's time in Easter time, it's not a time for us to be bashful. It's time to be bold. Paul said, I'm not ashamed of the gospel. It's the power of God unto salvation. To the Jew first, and also to all those that have believed, to the Jew first, and also to the Gentile, to the Greek. Right? It's time it's a great time. Easter time's a great time. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. To stand on let people know your faith. If all you ever do is you just try to do good by people and nobody never knows you're a Christian, they just think you're a good old Joe, right? You got to live it and you got to speak it. And this is a great time to be doing either one of those. I guess I did is completely scare them and run them off. Probably somebody knows me. That Brother Todd's out there making one of them minutes. But anyway, last thing I want to say real quick about your preparation. I want to talk to you, brethren, and I know you got no business listening to me, and it's probably pretty presumptuous me to offer you any kind of advice. But for you brethren that are preachers, you brethren that are pastors, I want to encourage you. Be bold this Easter season. Speak of the cross. Speak of the blood. Speak of the power of the resurrection. Speak of the reality of sin. Christ loves us. And we were in a bad spot in our sin, and are in a bad spot in our sin. When Christ came and laid down his life, you know, the only thing he ever really told us to remember was to remember his sufferings. He did that with the Lord's Supper. Remember, do this in remembrance of me. And I want to encourage you, brethren. I know in this world today, especially those of you that are pastoring, the bigger the church you pastor, maybe the harder this is to get across. And but you know, I've got to noticing a whole lot of apologizing in our preaching. I've got to noticing a whole lot of dancing around the subject and beating around the bush. Easter time ain't a time to be beating around the bush. Boys, it ain't a time to be talking about time management. It ain't time to be talking about living your best life now. It ain't time to be talking about how to have more sex with your wife and all that kind of stuff. It's time to prepare a people. We live in these last days, and you got to be bereft of your brains not to see the signs of the time. Christ said, you read the signs of the sky. I'm looking over our suns up there behind them clouds. You can read the sky and you know what time it is. Let's be about it. Let's be about it. And the more I think about it, I've done one of these little videos for this, and I was considerably more serious in it. But I do want to encourage you. We have a great King. He did and has done great things for us. I'm no theologian. I've never been to school or anything like that. But I believe the gospel is who Christ is, what he's done, and what he's doing, and what he's going to do. It's just his story. Just tell it, man. Just stand up there and ask God to fill you up and ask God to empty you out and pour out your heart and your soul to people about who Christ is, what he's done for us. And I mean, brother, I pray God will let you preach the cross. I pray he'll let you preach the glory of the resurrection. I hope when you preach the resurrection, it's like Christ coming back, standing in the brightness of his glory. Man, I hope God just shines out of you. Man, let's just get it done. Let's get it done. Our King deserves to have good heralds. Somebody told me once, I read in a book once, that's the whole reality behind the word evangelism. Get it out. Stand up, speak up, shut up, and sit down. And I pray that God will fill all y'all. I'm praying for all you churches, all you Christians everywhere that watch these things. I pray we have a great Easter time. I pray our King comes quickly. I pray that eastern sky splits soon. Until that time, let's just be found working. And when we have an opportunity, let's run to it. They that wait upon the Lord will renew their strength. They will mount up on wings of eagles. They will run and not get weary. They will walk and not faint. Run, brother. Run, sister, in this time of opportunity. Have a great, great day. Bye-bye.